Here we are, guys, so welcome to Rendita Agricola's channel. Today we'll talk about something that for me is extremely important. Actually, I'd say fundamental, because it's one of those things that if you really understand it, it changes everything. The way you look at the land, the way you work, and ultimately the way you live. I'm Alessandro De Luca, I'm the co-founder of Rendita Agricola. Rendita Agricola is a company whose goal is to make agriculture accessible to everyone, giving people back control of their lives and the freedom to be independent. In other words, we teach people how to grow and sell what they produce, with the aim of becoming self-sufficient and earning an income by offering high-quality, sustainable products. And we teach a lot of different crops, a lot of different cultivation, and you are going to understand a lot following this channel. So we started in the Italian market where we are now absolute leaders with over 5,000 clients. We have written 2 books, been featured in several newspapers and magazines, and much more. Like I said before, you will discover if you keep following us. You see, over the past few years, I've met thousands of people, young people, families, couples, retirees, young folks who want to start over, all with the same desire, to live something more authentic, freer and closer to the land. But almost all of them start in the wrong way. And do you know why? Because they carry with them with the idea they saw as children or that they were taught that farming means bending over, struggling, breaking your back, hoping it rains or doesn't rain too much, and at the end of the month doing the math with what's left. But the truth, and I say this from the heart, is that it's not the land that's hard. It's the way we treat it and the model we've been taught that's completely wrong. Because that old industrial agriculture, the one that tells you the more hectares you have, the more you're worth, that model is over. It's finished. It's a system that makes you work a lot and earn little, that dictates you prices, that puts you in competition with people producing thousands of kilometers away, and that leaves you without feeling that you are never really in control of anything. And the problem is that they sell it to you as the only possible way. They say, well, that's agriculture, but no, that's not true. And we can prove it. We already did it. Look, I'll give you some concrete examples. We have a lot of customers in Italy. We have, I don't know, Silvia, for example, started from zero, no experience, not much confidence in herself. Today she grows saffron and sells it to Michelin-starred restaurants and normal people at 80 euros per gram. 80. To private clients, she sells small packages like 0.25 grams for 20 euros. And this is because it's the right price of the saffron, no? And when she tells her story, she always says something that stuck with me. She said, at first I thought my life had to revolve around a job that weighted me down. Then I realized it could revolve around something that nourishes me. If you don't know, the normal price of saffron is something like 25-30 euros, but she understands how to ask for the right price for saffron, and it's very important. Then, for example, there is Federica, who started at home growing microgreens and mushrooms. We teach her how to do it, and in her first month she made about 1,000 euros, then slowly grew relatively slowly, because after 6 months and today she earns a steady 2,000 euros a month in a small, not a piece of land, in a small garage in 10 square meters. Around 10-15 square meters. And then there is Francesco, for example, who with less than 700 square meter garden and with a small chicken coop of 40 hands now earns 300, 400 euros a month in steady income with loyal clients waiting for his eggs and produce boxes. So, vegetable boxes. So, it's very easy. Okay, it's easy because, of course, they study a lot. But he doesn't have a million euro business, but he has a life that fits him, one that makes him feel good. He didn't want to have a $1 million business. He wanted a good life, a more natural life, no? And that for me is the point. You don't need to become rich. You need to live well. So someone might say, okay, but how is it possible that such different people with such different spaces all manage to create an agricultural income, while others with hectares and hectares struggle to stay afloat? This is a good question, of course. Well, because these people don't just work on the land, they work on a system completely different from what they teach you in school, for example, or what you see in the fields of those who've always done in this way. So they say, oh, we have to do this because we always done it this way. No, because the agriculture that works today isn't about tractors and tons per hectare. Of course, if you have, it's good, we can use it, no problem, but it's not mandatory. It's the one that combines knowledge, awareness, and entrepreneurship. The one that doesn't measure productivity in kilos but in value per square meter. The one based on strategies, not hope. This is the new agriculture. And honestly, at the beginning, we fell for it too. When Valentina and I, Valentina is my wife, we created everything together. We created Rendita Agricola together. When Valentina and I started, we had around 600 square meters plot of land, and people laughed at us, of course, because we were so surrounded by a lot of agricultures, and they said, what can you do with 600 square meters? You won't even grow enough zucchinis for a salad, for example. And yet today, with that mindset, we have built a farm that makes over 100,000 per year. But that's not the point, it's not important. We wanted to scale that a little bit, and then we moved on Rendita Agricola. We have today the farm, of course, but then we stopped to scale the agricultural farm because we wanted to change agriculture. And the point is that we stopped doing things the way everyone else does, and we stopped believing you need hectares, grants, subsidies, or miracles. Okay, we started thinking with a different logic, the logic of those who want to build a system that works, regenerates, and creates real value. Now, I'm not saying it's easy or that it's enough to believe in it. Quite the opposite. You need method, vision, and training. You need to understand biology, how the land truly works. You need to understand synergy, how to balance things, yourself, the soil, the crops, the timing, the cycles. And you need the awareness to manage all these as a real agricultural entrepreneur, not as a farmer who just hopes for a good harvest. So this approach has a name, but I don't want to tell you right away. First, I want you to truly understand why it works. Because when you combine these three things, knowledge, balance, and vision, everything changes. Here's a simple example. We have students who earn 1,000 euros every 15 days with just 1 square meters of space. Others who make extra income in 2 weeks with a 250 square meters garden. And not because they are performing miracles, but because they've set up their soil in the right way, respecting it, and most importantly, they've set up their mind the right way, in the right way. Because, let me be clear, agriculture won't change your life unless you change first. If you keep working with the mindset of this is how it's always been done, the land will never give you freedom. It will only give you fatigue. So, yes, it's time to tell you, this approach has a name. It's called the BSC method. BSC. Biosynergistic conscious. It's the system Valentina and I created after more than 10 years of work, hundreds of experiments, failures, corrections, and after seeing the result of over 2,000–3,000 people who now live from or are building their own agricultural income. So BSC, bio, B is for bio, because the land is not just soil. Bio means life, no? So the land is not just soil to be used, but a living organism to be understood. S is for synergistic, so because everything is connected, your energy, the plant, the soil, the water, the timing, everything. And conscious is because it's not enough to know how to grow. You must know how to sell, communicate, plan, and above all, make the right decision. Why we use this instrument, why we use this piece of land rather than that one. I don't know. You have to be conscious of what you are doing in your land, in your project. When you learn to combine these three things, your farm is no longer just a garden. It becomes an organism that sustains itself, grows, supports you, and sets you free. And this is very important. And look, I'm not speaking in theory. This method has truly changed lives, like I said before. One last example is Jessica, who started with a small plot of land and a dream. Now grows saffron and vegetables, created her own brand, and won the Coldiretti Oscar Green, that is an important award, with a project that has inspired dozens of young people. And when she went on stage, she said something I'll never forget. She said, I realized that my freedom wasn't about running away from the land, but learning to live it the right way. And that, my friends, is the truth. So if you're watching this video today, maybe it's because you also feel that something isn't right, that the old model based only on struggle no longer represents you. And I assure you, you are not wrong. There is a new, smart and sustainable way to live the land. A way that makes you money, yes, but above all, makes you feel good. A way that gives you energy instead of taking it away. And we teach you all of this step by step in our program, of course. Now it's your turn. We are going to work on three areas. Mindset, it's really important for us, and to create personal sustainability working on agriculture. Then we are working on biology, to teach you how to grow that cultivation or that one or the other one, and how to include everything in an ecosystem that works. And third, last but not least, it's entrepreneurship. So it's very important to understand how to generate financial sustainability. With these three areas, we are going to create personal sustainability, environmental sustainability, and financial sustainability. And this is the areas that are inside the BSC method. So you don't need to know everything, you don't need to be ready, you just need to start. Valentina and I are here to guide you step by step, because the land doesn't wait, it rewards those who listen. So below in the description you'll find useful links to help you build your farming project, so go check them out and let us know if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.